Hello, you're listening to coronavirus updates on The Wire. More than 46,000 people contracted the virus in India in the last 24 hours. For the sixth straight day in a row now, India has added 45,000 new infections. With this, the total number of people affected in India is just under 15 lakh. Around 5 lakh people are under medical supervision, around 9.5 lakh people have recovered, and a total of over 33,000 people have lost their lives so far. Over 600 additional deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. According to Bloomberg's coronavirus tracker, India's coronavirus epidemic is now growing at the fastest rate in the world. The number of cases increased by 20% over the last week, and the national tally has now breached the 14 lakh mark. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka are among the states where the maximum number of daily cases are being reported. A government survey done by West Bengal, which is currently under a complete lockdown, has shown that men between 16 years to 45 years are the most affected in Bengal since the lockdown restrictions were lifted. According to a news report published in The Hindu, the COVID-19 task force at a meeting last week has recommended against the emergency use of psoriasis drug itolizumab. According to the report, the task force recommendations usually reflect on periodic guidelines issued by the Indian Council of Medical Research on what drugs, therapies must be used and under what conditions for COVID-19 patients. So the drug can still be used by physicians as it has been approved this month for emergency use by the drug regulator. The Hindu quoted a person privy to the matter who said, "The available evidence on the efficacy was deemed inadequate and there were concerns over generalized immunosuppression." Concerns over this drug's efficacy have been raised in the past by experts since it got emergency approval. According to the manufacturer of the drug, Biocon, all patients in the treatment arm of the randomized control trials survived, and one-third patients who were not given the drug and were only on standard care died. Experts have questioned this claim because the trial had only 30 participants, which is too small to predict a reliable result. Dr. Jami Nagaraj Rao, a public health expert in the United Kingdom who has written for The Wire, said that the trial's researchers did not even publish data for independent verification. According to Reuters, local authorities in the state of Assam, which is currently reeling under heavy floods, are rolling out red carpets for cured COVID-19 patients. They are doing so because they seek plasma of these cured patients, which is believed to be rich in virus antibodies. Assam's authorities have said that symptomatic patients who donate plasma 4 weeks after recovery will get preference in government jobs and housing. It is also offering to cover travel and other expenses for donors from outside the state. Short on plasma, Assam is also short on other drugs which have been approved for COVID-19 treatment in India. Remdesivir and tocilizumab are already being sold at exorbitant prices and are being black marketed in many parts of the country. Assam, where floods have so far killed around 100 people and roughly affected 3 million people, is predicting coronavirus infections to peak in mid-September. So far, Assam has reported more than 32,000 cases and 79 deaths. In a letter to South Korean President Moon Jae-in, Bill Gates has written that SK Bioscience, the South Korean pharmaceutical company backed by him, may be capable of producing 200 million coronavirus vaccine kits by June 2021. According to Bloomberg, Gates is seeking to cooperate closely with South Korea. The presidential office in Seoul confirmed this without confirming what else was written in that letter. The US billionaire Bill Gates Foundation gave around $3.6 million in May to SK Bioscience to accelerate the development of a COVID-19 vaccine. Besides working on its own vaccine candidate, SK Bioscience is also one of the contract manufacturers tapped by AstraZeneca to make its vaccine. The company declined any further comment to Bloomberg on Monday. US pharma company Moderna's vaccine entered its phase 3 trials yesterday. The trial will be conducted on over 30,000 adults at 100 research sites within the United States. Roughly 2 weeks ago, early trials from Moderna's phase 2 trials were released. The results showed that it provoked an immune response in people and generated antibodies. Infections among millennials and Generation Z are driving the new wave of cases in Spain, Japan, and the United States, a Bloomberg analysis has shown. Trends reflect that social distancing curbs are proving untenable over a long period of time. The young, who are most economically and socially affected with lockdowns, are stepping out for work, experts have said. This has caused public figures like Anthony Fauci, director of US National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, to ask younger population to be more responsible and not be part of the propagation of a pandemic. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the Wire's YouTube channel and hit that notification bell button for more updates from us. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe.